Episode 7 already, guys. Sportsaholics episode 7 is here with Willie Hunter in the top left, Eric Marino at the bottom square, and John Sheezer up there in the top right. Or somebody else.
Episode 7, like a game 7, except nobody has to go home at the end.
We're already home.
They used to do best of 9 in the World Series for years. And then that just, it's been actually. I'm going to look that up while you guys talk.
Thanks,
Best of nine.
Chicago. Thanks, Chicago Black Sox, for another thing that you ruined.
Well, things change. People got shorter attention spans now. They used to have, 22 episodes a season of, sitcoms. Now it's down to 6, 8.
Okay,
Now
for
it's
instance,
tired.
Sitcoms,
903,
sitcoms.
1919, 1920, and 1921. So, they really did pick the worst year to try to throw a World Series. Like, let's get the one with 9 games. That way,
Well, that's
it
how they
just,
knew they could throw them. That was part of it. Watch 8 men out. Watch 8 men out. They knew they had games to throw.
if it took you 3 villages in 12 days to walk to a baseball game in 1903, I can see why they had 9. They're like, why rush home so quickly, guys? We've got 8 more games. It's almost like it's like condensing the NBA playoffs all into 1 month. Um, but yeah, so 4 times. I thought it would have been the whole 2 decades, but randomly 1903, 1919, 1920, 1921. So we'll make that the fact of the episode that 4
There we
times
go.
in baseball history, there's been a best of 9 series.
Sort of a tainted era. The 9 game World Series didn't start well, didn't end well. You know what I'm saying?
And tainted era, we're talking 2017 Astros, which is really it's on us to talk tainted baseball 2017 Astros forever. To any young baseball fan we meet at a ballpark, at a game, wherever, just randomly bring up the Astros cheating in 2017, just so that when they grow old, they're like, remember that guy that really hammered home the fact that Jose Altuve and Carlos Beltran and the entire Astros team cheated their way through the 2017. I know the Red Sox took some heat in 2018. There was some accusations there as well. Congratulations on that championship. But regardless, they are the new 1919 Black Sox as the 2017
You're saying the
Astros.
Astros are? No,
Yeah. What do you
no.
mean? No, no. They
Nah.
got full immunity from Manfred to come in. They all admitted it. There's multiple documentaries that
But there's been a history of people sign stealing. They just took it to the next level. It's like recording someone's practice.
yeah,
It's not.
Wait a
It's
minute.
not.
That sounds like something I'd
no.
support.
Me-
Hold on. Let me just say this. As full disclosure, the Houston Astros, 3 members of the world champion World Series, the specific 2017 World Series, I wrote for them on Saturday Night Live. George Springer, Jose Altuve, and now Red Sox, Alex Bregman came on Weekend Update with our own Leslie Jones and presented her a jersey and a ball. And actually, like, I've written for Bregman, Altuve,
So
and
you're saying
Springer.
you like the Astros then? That's what you're saying.
I'm saying I like those cheaters. Those cheaters are friends of mine. I feel like
Ah.
that's one of those, like, hey, if I know them, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I didn't mind. I knew that tax cheat. You know what I'm saying?
Stealing signs from second base is an art. Not everyone can do it. Being able to really break down what their code read, essentially,
Okay.
what that language is or what the cadence is. So that's that's a baseball tool that not all players. So if you can do that, kudos to you. But taking a camera from the outfield, zooming in, then texting the guy in the dugout, hey, it's a fastball, and then have that guy bang out some sort of cadence on a trash can to let the batter know what pitch is coming is all entire different thing. Technically, yes, the same thing, communicating to the batter what's
Mhm.
coming next. But when that's your teammate standing on second base, which, you know what? Good for you. You got to second base. So now you have the privilege of being able to read signs if you can code what's
Well,
coming
remember,
versus
one of the great parts of specifically Altuve, was supposedly one of the home runs. He's like saying, "Don't hit me on my chest," because supposedly that's where the receiver was that was sending him. That was like buzzing. It was almost like Morse code. Like they were getting signals. Like, in some ways, you're mad at technology, much like the Spygate Patriots. It's like you could always, stealing signals is part of the game, but when Apple iWatches are involved, that's when all of a sudden the league got involved, and Alex Cora on both as a bench coach of the 2017 championship Astros and the manager of the 2018 Boston Red Sox, who did get fired and then rehired after a year
Yeah.
away.
AJ Hinch got fired, rehired up in Detroit. The only punishment that's going to happen from this entire thing is that Carlos Beltran will never be a head coach. That's the only punishment that's going to be levied out, because he had that.
To be honest, I believe that Mookie Betts was forced trade from the Red Sox. I believe Major League Baseball forced the Red Sox to trade Mookie Betts to the Dodgers because that was the price. It was like there's no reason.
And David Stern made Michael Jordan play baseball because he was.
That's it. It's one of those. It's one of those secret. The great secret conspiracies is that David Price and Mookie Betts, like, yeah, buddy, that's the cost. Because there's some days where Mookie Betts, the loss of Mookie Betts was a huge baseball mistake that, it's like if the Red Sox won another 86 years, it would be the curse of Mookie. Like, it would be very
an amazing just person. He bowls 300 games. Like I've talked about it before, seeing his mom at the home run derby in 2016 in San Diego, wearing his high school and little league uniform, just going nuts. Family,
he wore like a little plastic bat that some kid, a fan, made him, and he would wear it. He still wears some version of it to this day. Like there's nothing not to like about Mookie Betts. There really isn't.
Where's Mookie tonight? Oh, center field, second base, shortstop. No, he's in right field tonight. He plays everywhere but basically first base and catcher. But
not punishment though for them to trade him. That's just the ineptitude of the management with the Red Sox. Let's just don't make them feel like they dropped the ball, because they did.
Yeah, Alex Verdugo had a huge upside. I'm sure that was the
Yankees went and got him.
It was a weird trade.
It was one of those. No, it was like they were choosing like JD Martinez. You know what I mean? It's like, remember, as a Royal, who is your first baseman? Mike Sweeney, that they kept, like, your franchise guys was Mike Sweeney, and you would let Carlos Beltran and Johnny Damon and Jermaine Dye
those guys Royals, those came a few, but yes, you're right. You're right.
I'm saying it's like you guys would develop talent.
We traded. I think it was John Buck for Carlos Beltran. Instead of
that's also one of those things, like, look, racism in sports fandom is sometimes the phrase of a franchise may choose a white star to lead, or a more white appealing star than a black star, or
you got to know your brand. You got to know your demographic.
Right.
Well,
these are who's buying the tickets.
In the case of the Royals in 2002 and 3, they were owned by the Glass family, Walmart family. They were just incredibly cheap and did not want to invest any money into the team. But like letting Johnny Damon go to the A's right for the playoff run, letting Beltran go to the Astros, he goes off. That was the postseason. I think he had 6 or 7 home runs for the Astros, then goes and signs, I believe, with the Mets right after that. But either way.
Now, look, the Kansas City Royals, historically, you can go, like, if you went with one of those all-time teams, a Royals all-time team competes with any all-time team. They're up there with, like, the Montreal Expos of you're saying it's like you guys have.
But may I say that if you're gonna say like Pedro and Randy Johnson, I know you're with Montreal, right? Mm-hmm. Would you say the other teams that they end up playing for, are they part of their all-time best too?
Anyone they played for can play them as an all-timer.
You can't.
As a Yankee fan, I can go Roger Clemens.
Sure.
Especially if they've won a ring. If they've won a ring, which I don't think Roger Clemens did with the Yankees.
No, he did. No, he did.
Which one?
One.
Oh, okay. That's okay. I keep thinking he was on when was he on the Yankees? Late 90s?
He came in right at the end. He came in
They beat the Mets. That's the one he has. They beat the Mets in the Subway Series.
When he threw the bat at Piazza.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
And by the way, one of his children with the K name just hit a home run at Fenway Park this past weekend.
And that was
he plays for the Twins at Fenway, and Clemens was there.
That was a year before my favorite Mike Piazza press conference, when he came out and announced to the world that he wasn't gay, and that if Mike Piazza was gay, he'd be gay all the way, and you would know it. 2002, front page of the New York Post, Mike Piazza, not gay. Different time.
But I'd be so gay. I'd be the best
Yeah,
at it.
that was the best.
I'd
If
be
I
a
was gay, I'd be
Hall
gay
of
all the
Fame
way.
gay. Yeah.
If I
No,
was gay, you would know. Trust me.
I think the Mookie Betts trade on, if we're going to go conspiracy, maybe it's Manfred repaying the Dodgers for taking, um, what was the dude from Boston who leveraged all the parking lots that came in and bought the Dodgers?
Oh
It was
yeah, Frank McCourt.
Frank McCourt. Yeah. And so we bought the Dodgers with nothing because I was watching Dodgers highlights from '05, which is one of their worst years, but that's like my little kid's Dodgers team. Like when I go
Sure.
back and look at, I'm like, Elmer DeSantis, oh my God, Almedo signs, the tomato, Vince Scully going nuts, but there's no names on the back, just numbers. And I remember he came in and was like, this is a historic franchise. Historic franchises don't have names on the back. So we took the names off the back for the '05 season. And then we proceeded to have the second worst Dodger season since they moved to Los Angeles, finishing 20 games under 500.
So no one knew their names.
No,
It was the
luckily, yeah. And
yeah.
then he proceeded to kind of go bankrupt like 6 or 7 years later, got
Right.
investigated. They found this weird docket where his wife was planning to run for president in like 2020. And it was just like this political strategy that she had laid out over the next 12 years of her trying to take over
Yep.
the world. But yeah, so it was an interesting couple. That was the Manny Ramirez years of Dodger fandom, which were
Manny would.
Manny. I sat in Manny
And
Wood.
and by the way, Frank McCourt was also one of those. That's a road not traveled for a possible. That could have been a Red Sox owner. Like one of the reasons he bought the Dodgers is because he didn't get the Red Sox just right before that. It's like
That's
it was like, and that's like roads not taken with certain franchises. You know, John Henry came in with that super. It was they had Tom Warner who had owned the Padres, and then they had what's his name who came from Baltimore. I mean, it was a super. That was the
and, and Frank McCourt is
Major League, but
such a scummy businessman. He somehow still owns half of the Dodgers parking lot.
oh yeah,
I mean, this guy, and he
yeah,
leveraged the entire Dodgers thing on parking lots in Boston that he
yeah.
leveraged to acquire. I mean, it's the ultimate double down, double down, double down. I guess some super compound interest where you end up way over your head and skis, but you own a Major League Baseball team. So at that point, you're like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm doing all right. Okay, so this is me experimenting with technology. Willie, Eric, I've compiled listeners, viewers throughout the week. We're texting videos, we're texting funny things back and forth. So I am now going to attempt to.
Oh yeah, I see that. This is a Brewers fan reaction,
So
is what it was.
that, yeah, well, that, sorry,
A
that
home run hit by Chicago Cubs, and a Brewers fan threw it back.
it was a 10-0 defeat. And I wanted to know, have either of you guys ever gotten a foul ball or thrown anything onto a baseball field?
No.
I have not gotten the foul ball. I have not. I have gotten a batting practice home run in a opening day weekend in Seattle. So Jason Varitek hit a home run ball.
That
But I
was
have I
when
have that.
that's when you did you're coming off your sitcom money. The this is the '05 season when they
No,
come
it's
off the win.
2000.
2000.
2000.
Okay.
So it was 2000. I saw the first 10, 12 Red Sox games in a row. They were Seattle, then went down to Anaheim. So I was in LA for them. And then I had like a family wedding to go to. So I flew back early and said, hey, I'm going to go to like the home opener. And they played the Oakland A's. And it was a certain point where I got a little bit sick of, it's like that's where I actually got the greatest appreciation for the athletes being at the grind. You know what I mean? Like
You
it's like that. Hey, man, it's like wow. It's like you think that'd be great to play baseball every day. It's like, yeah, man. By my fifth game, I was tired of it. You know what I mean? I think I've told the story to you, She's. It's like we lost the fifth game in Anaheim. It was an afternoon game. We lost 5-3. It was very frustrating. I was walking. It's like at this point, like I'm drinking hot dogs, eating peanuts. I mean, I'm drinking beer, eating hot dogs, peanuts, and it was a 5-3 loss. I'm really frustrated as I'm just making a beeline from my seats to the parking lot. I'm in the concourse, and like a 10, 11, 12-year-old boy literally skipped right in front of me and went, Boston sucks. Like, just Boston sucks. And as he went, Boston sucks, a demon came out of me. I was like, go fuck yourself, kid. And he, like, the kid jumped out of his skin. Boston sucks. Go fuck yourself, kid. Like, instantaneously. And that's when I realized, that was the moment I realized I was a sportsaholic. The demon came out. I immediately I just took a beeline. Like, I was like Michael Corleone after he killed the police captain in Salazzo, and it was like I didn't look at anyone, I didn't walk too fast, I just went right to my car, I drove home, and I knew right then I had a problem.
So there's a 34-year-old out there that has this story about you screaming at him in
Oh yeah.
25 years ago.
Yeah.
When he was
Somebody's
8.
going to go through somebody's going to go through hypnotherapy, and when they regress themselves, it'll be going, go fuck yourself, kid.
Okay.
After a 5-3.
In your defense, here's how this would play out, because it's the summer of 15.
You're saying it's April 2020.
It's 2015.
It's 2020. Oh, you're saying
in this instance.
I got you.
10 years ago, the Royals have lost to the Giants in the World Series. I am in Lake Tahoe, I think Truckee, which is like Tahoe adjacent. Getting breakfast, and this little fat shit kid comes skipping in with the Giants hat on. I'm Royals up, and he says some things about the World Series, and I just bite into my biscuits and gravy, chew, swallow, go, hey, it's a long season. See what happens this year. And then that was it. Didn't shit talk him. I wanted to just.
Yeah, you wanted to kill that kid.
I mean, but I wasn't at the game. If I'm leaving the stadium, hey, fuck you, kid, probably comes out of my mouth. But at 8:30
I was just lucky there was nobody that it was like what I did was wrong. By the way, I'd like to apologize. I don't think I've ever apologized for it. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. I was wrong. I'm trying to become a better person since then. I've made a lot of flaws. I've learned a lot about myself.
When the Royals did win the World Series later that fall, probably the 12th or 13th thing I thought of was that fat kid crying in San Francisco somewhere.
Yeah.
Just knowing that the Royals had won.
That's what you did. You lost to the you beat the Mets. You lost to the Giants.
We beat the Mets, but the Giants did nothing that year, and so I had the World Series ring, not you, Jaden from Palo Alto. He had some Palo Alto vibes. His parents had a Porsche Cayenne 4-door trying to pull a boat, a little bit of money, but not enough to rent a full-size truck to pull their boat. You know what I mean? Those types of people.
I hear you.
Silicon Valley. Okay, so we've established pissed off, angry Brewers fan. This is a guy, Curtis from Alberta on Instagram. Now, I started following this guy a couple months ago because I'd never seen enthusiasm quite like this before. So viewers, listeners, that's at Curtis, Kurtis from Alberta. But check this out.
John has started the screen sharing. Oh, yes. This is a man cave, my friend. This is a man cave.
Not only is just a man cave, it looks pretty tidy. I mean,
by the way, there's a
cleaning lady comes in there and dusts.
There's another
a lot
room,
of
Willie, there's a walk room. There's another section. That guy has a hockey jersey, hockey helmet. He has a beer dispenser in there that he has a beer machine that he just presses, and one of 4 different beers comes out, and then he goes by and he toasts the different hockey helmets that he has. He
played the whole thing, but he's got the Guns N' Roses, so I didn't want us to get kicked off, or our 17 viewers to not be able to find the episode because there's a Guns N' Roses playing. But that's why go Curtis from Alberta. I've been following him all season. At one point, he thought he was going to get his account banned because the Maple Leafs said something. But after every goal, he goes and hits this vending machine. Beer comes out. I guess people shit talk him because they think it's water. So he proves that it's really beer and then just chunks the whole thing.
The blue LEDs that he has that are Maple Leafs colors are diffusing take away the yellow, makes it read as water. it
And
makes
then he takes the beer and he goes through. He probably has no less than 40 helmets, I mean, hundreds of jerseys, and then you'll have life-size mannequins with all the stuff on, dressed up. I mean, just absolutely a top 10.
I think he has like half of a whole basement. See what I'm saying? It's like a 2-room. It's a converted basement, and I think he has like 2 parts of it, of half of it. It's probably the other half is a garage. It's a very, very impressive, and it was something that Earl Skakel, who we know has a massive, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in hockey jerseys. It's like this is something that I think Earl would love to podcast from this guy's Maple Leafs.
I'd love to reach out. I will at
Maple
some
Leafs
point
man cave.
when it's worth it. Yeah. Anyway, maybe we get him on sometime. Talk about how do you build that up.
And Willie, you know what? Actually, you brought up a thing the other day on our text about can you even to all of us, could we even name 5 current hockey players?
Yeah.
So I was thinking, especially because this guy, it's like, Shees and I were talking about this before you joined us. I think right now, Willie, we should take a look at the rest of the NHL hockey bracket, choose a team, get on a bandwagon, because it could be like right now, who knows, maybe if the 3 of us Sportsaholics jump on the Maple Leafs bandwagon, they haven't won since like 68 or 67, or it's a 40 something 60-year drought. And we could be, what if we're right there we could be right there. We're the first team in. We're the guys that need the push. Maybe what they need is maybe these Leafs need a Sportsaholic bump. See what I'm saying? They're facing the Panthers, which
I'm going with Toronto. One, there's Kansas City Royals colors. It's blue, the white. But I've been on this bandwagon since I started following this guy months ago. They haven't won a Stanley Cup, and I might as well look that up. But I'm going to guess 70 years. I mean, we might be looking at a Cubs or Indians type of Stanley Cup drought here, fellas. So I want to be on. I want to be on the team that's going to want it the most, and I think that is the Maple Leafs.
Right, the Panthers have won it, and they're from Florida. Toronto's the only original 6 team that's still left in it, and it's like that it would mean a lot to Toronto. Like, remember when the New York Rangers won? That was a big thing. Certain cities are really defined. Like
1967. So
right.
A nearly 50-year drought.
So, Willie, what do you say? Should we jump on this Maple Leaf bandwagon right now? We're not rooting for the Golden Knights or the Oilers, the winners of Game 7 of the Jets and Blues, which the Blues are up 2-0 as we are going to tape, and we have the Dallas Stars. Would take on the winner. Who you got there, Will? Size up the as a non-hockey player, as a man from Alabama, not raised around hockey. What's your take on the Stanley Cup?
I'm a sucker for Disney endings. And so I'm going to go with the Caps. I want to see Ovechkin. He has the all-time record in points. Let him go out on top. When was the last time we seen someone go out on top?
Oh, it's a capstone. You're saying the Ovi capstone.
But I don't think he's leaving. I don't think he would retire at all.
If he won, you saying he's not going to leave?
Hell no. No, I don't think so. I think this guy's going to really Gordie Howe this thing. I'm not even kidding. Like, this guy will be popping up in Iowa minor league games 20 years from now when he's like 72, just like Gordie Howe did that. Gordie Howe
did do that.
I think it was the early 90s. He was still like putting on skates and just it was like the Rochester Mini Wings or something, just some random team. But yeah, just for the love of the game. And then when you get to a certain age, who's checking Alexander Ovechkin? I mean, you're hitting a guy that your dad grew up liking. And
right.
So there's that kind of factors in too. But I don't think he would retire. But Willie, I like that. And what is going on in Washington? Not much. I mean, their football.
Nothing's going on in Washington.
Baltimore's horrible. Nats are rebuilding. I mean,
maybe the
Commanders.
Commanders, yeah.
They're all right. But they're ready for another season, but I'm expecting them to take a step back. Kind of like CJ Stroud took a step back, like even Joe Burrow took a step back. I think in the NFL it's more natural. You have a breakthrough season and then you have a step back. Your schedule gets harder. I'm expecting, they did just announce at RFK they're going to be back officially in the district. That was a big thing, that they're going to build a new stadium. The Commanders are building a stadium that's going to be like at the old RFK site, and that's a big thing. That's what I know about that.
Eric, who are you going with? You gonna go Canadian team? You gonna go? We got 10 minutes
I
here.
think I'm gonna just, you know what? I'm gonna bring some of that Red Sox 2004 energy. It's like, well, I'm gonna jump on right now. You know what, Toronto Maple Leafs? I'm on your side right now.
Oh man, I like this. Okay.
I'm on it. It's like I wanted to, because you know what? Look, and Willie knows this. In 2016, he and I were in Chicago. We got to be outside Wrigley Field, and they had T-shirts that "Win Before I Die" with Chicago Cubs shirts. And since I had a I lived to see it shirt from the Red Sox in 2004, I'm like, I want a T-shirt from the Cubs that says, "Win Before I Die." That's all the guy wanted. And so I have a T-shirt, and it was like, and the year that I went was the year they won. I'm bringing championships. So Toronto Maple Leafs, it's now your time. You got to take out these. You got to take out these Panthers. You got to take out Bergeron. The little ball of hate from Boston is down there. Kachuk is down there. Who's great on the.
And they're the defending champs, right?
No.
God, that's a good.
The Maple Leafs, no, they haven't won.
No, the Panthers.
Oh, the Panthers. Look, I don't know. I know I know Connor. Look, I know Connor McDavid, and that's I think
right.
Sidney Crosby if he's still playing, Ovechkin because he's still playing, and that would
right.
include my list of NHL hockey players.
Yeah, Panthers won in 2024.
Yeah,
I did not know a single. I don't know. That's a big thing. I don't know any goalies. I used to always know the goalies: Grant Fuhr, Patrick Roy. You know what I mean? Martin. Brodeur.
Dominic Hasek.
Yeah, you would know the goalies.
Lundqvist with the Rangers.
And by the way, I'm saying
Mark Messier.
I'm picking the Leafs, not knowing a single. I don't know a single shift. I don't know a single player. I don't know a single name on a single sweater.
I don't either.
But you're my team, Toronto. Toronto, here we go. Let's get it started.
I think Curtis from Alberta.
And let it begin with me.
I wanted to put this in the episode because there's hope in Kansas City, and this is selfish of me to use this time to Bogart just for this highlights. But guys, I want you to watch this right here. This is Kansas City.
Classic.
This is Kansas City prospect Jac Caglianone hitting a home run yesterday.
Wow.
On the roof.
Oh, with Cardinal Roofing. I wonder if that was it's a viral.
A lot of baseballs up there.
There's a lot of balls up there, sure.
Yes. So that is our future in Kansas City. That's
What's
the
his
hope.
Name?
Jac Caglianone. He was from Florida, our first-round pick last year. He's 6'5", 250. He's drawing Jim Thome comparisons and can touch 98 miles an hour with a fastball. Can pitch out of the bullpen. Isn't, but he was drawing some Ohtani comparisons. But for the viewers at home, for you two, Jac Caglianone, there hasn't been prospect hype. Well, like Bobby Witt Jr., obviously, but this guy seems like he's the real deal. He's hitting balls on the roofs. 5th home run, and we're just waiting and begging and hoping that he will be in Kansas City tomorrow.
That Sportsaholix prospect of the episode.
Look, we will be following this guy, and you guys will. His career is just starting, so just get ready for 16 to hopefully 20 years of home runs just like that, and hopefully at least 8 years of those in Royals uniform.
8, 7 with the control years until he goes to free agency. That's what you're going to say?
Look, we have a perfect recipe here. Our new owner is in his early 70s. He's loaded. We're getting a new stadium. What else is he going to spend money on except for free agents and his beloved Kansas City Royals that he grew up loving, watching? He's been in baseball for decades. He was a partial owner of the Indians years ago. So really, you won an old. I'm not saying John Sherman.
What if Bill Belichick's girlfriend has a friend? What if Jordan introduces their friend or sister, the owner of the Royals?
I'm lost, and I can't even fathom that. I mean, I didn't want to berate Kansas City women or anything. You know what? I just hadn't even thought of that. That's a Bill Belichick thing that you're spilling onto us.
Yeah,
that's your problem. Like, you can't just make Belichick's problem everybody's problem.
Yeah, I can. Yes, I can. On to Cincinnati.
He's going to lose his job at North. No, he's not. He's not. No one's shipping him out of North Carolina. I love just how dramatic.
Hasn't coached a game. Hasn't coached even a game. He's not leaving yet. They're not about.
He still may not ever coach a game there.
No,
he did. By the way, he didn't coach. He's been the head coach of the New York Jets twice and never coached a game. Just so you know.
Okay.
It's like it's not. Willie's right. He may never actually coach a game there. It is true. It's a weird thing to watch.
Did you guys see any games this week in person? On TV, anything highlights stand out?
For me, I was texting you guys, which was I didn't see Game 7, which thank God I didn't because it was the worst game. Was the Clippers versus Nuggets?
Willie's Clippers, because Willie wasn't watching. Now that we know Willie wasn't watching Willie's Clippers, they went.
I wasn't really in with the Clippers for the people listening. It's like Eric with the Maple Leafs. You know, he doesn't. He's not. Really
I'm in. Syrup for everyone. Syrup.
You don't even know any of the players. Get out of here.
Drink some maple syrup right now.
Oh.
I was kind of in, and I did watch until the first half, and then it got to 20, and I'm like, all right, we'll put the Royals game on, who are hot. They've won 11 out of their last 13 games, so that's easy to switch the channel. Just mainly baseball and the Clippers, and like a quarter of the Rockets Warriors game, which is really I'm hoping to catch that lightning in a bottle where Steph will hit 5 threes in just a matter of 6 minutes.
We're heading into a Game 7 as we tape this. They're heading into a Game 7 at Houston on the road.
I like the Rockets. Rockets. They're fun. Yep. They're fun to watch. They really are. And just the Warriors are so old.
Over the Hill gang. It's the Over the Hill gang.
You've seen them now for 13 years.
There's a lot of white. There's like Draymond Green might have more white in his beard than I do. It's a lot of white.
Draymond's entering part of his career where he can kind of enforce like a level of grandpa fear. Like you see him on the court and you're like, I don't want to, like this level of like scary old man strength. Like no matter how hard you hit him, he's not going to break.
Well, I got to tell you, there was a point in Game 6 where it was about a 4-6 point game. And then it suddenly became a 9-11 point game, the lead, or, it's like the game just was getting out of reach. And right during there is something that I thought I did not like to see is I watched Draymond Green become a team player and a very courteous player. Like it was like that the junkyard dog seemed a little like all of a sudden he was a broken house pet. And I mean, like he was doing little things, but he seemed like a courteous teammate. And I was like, he doesn't seem like the spicy. I didn't. It was because it was actually there was nothing wrong with how he was playing. It just didn't seem like him. It seemed like he was trying so hard because it wasn't going for Butler or Curry as well, and so he was trying to make something happen, but it just wasn't their night.
The stat lines are hilarious. 6 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 38 minutes. I'm like, how do you? I guess he just set screens the whole time.
Yeah, it's a lot of the dirty work. A lot.
I guess
a lot about boxing out. A lot of stuff that's not on the stat line. Draymond Green is a very non-stat line player.
And some could argue has made a career out of not being a very big stat line player. Before this cuts off, guys, anything coming up? Anything you'd like to promote? Let people know about?
May 10th, I'm at the Bohemian Bar Garden in Queens.
Where?
Bohemian Bar Garden. I mean Beer Garden. Bohemian Beer Garden. I'm in the Bohemian Beer Garden. That's what I'm at. May 10th. It's a Saturday night show. Follow my Instagram or whatever.
I'll be at the Comedy Store one of these days, probably on Monday, and we'll see towards the weekend as well. So keep an eye out for that.
Willie, it's nice to see you.
Thank you.
Kansas City, May 8th, Lee Summit Pink Elephant. Be in Lawrence, Kansas on May 15th at Elmo's. 23 Distilling in Nelson, Wisconsin. I guess it's a suburb of Minneapolis. Doing a show up there on May 10th. Topeka, Kansas, June 13th, Cosmos Court. And then Austin, Texas, the few listeners down there, down south at Sunset Strip Comedy Club, June 21st. It's Saturday. So that's all that. But yeah, just follow us, follow the tags. We're all tagged. Any parting wisdom, or should we just stay obsessed?
Stay obsessed.
Stay
Stay
obsessed.
obsessed.
Until next time. Yeah.
We'll see you next time.